All right, so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This film was just recently released on Netflix, so I decided to give this a watch due to the critical acclaim that it's received all over the country, online, other countries. My friends have raved about how incredible this movie was, so I decided to go into this one with an open mind, due to the fact that I'm not really a big Marvel fan. I do like some of the things that they put out as it pertains to the Miles Morales storylines, and played a couple of the Marvel games that they put out and watched a couple films as well, but I wouldn't call myself a big Marvel fan. So wanted to go into this one with an open mind. Was a little hesitant at first due to the fact that this is an animated film and I figured that it would be more catered to children, but boy was I wrong. It was something that I did not expect at all. And so this film is based in Brooklyn, New York, and the main character of this story is Miles Morales, who is voiced by Shamik Moore, who was a part of several other critically acclaimed films, one of which was Dope in 2015. And he voices Miles in this movie, and he does an incredible job of bringing Miles to life in this film. Miles is a 15-year-old boy who is biracial. His mother is Hispanic. She works for the city, and his father, who is a cop, is African American. And Shamik does an incredible job of making Miles a relatable character, somebody that you want to root for, and somebody that is relatable in so many different aspects of life, whether that is trying to juggle the responsibilities of protecting the city as Spider-Man and also trying to be the best son that he can be for his parents. And there's there's trade-offs for being Spider-Man, and there's certain times where Miles has to not be able to be there for his family when they want him to be. He has to go away and protect the city of Brooklyn. And I think Shamik Moore does a great job in this film of really showing that and creating this story that a lot of people are going to be able to relate to, having to juggle multiple things in their lives, having to sacrifice within their lives, not being able to make certain events for your family or being able to be there for your family in certain times, and the toll that that can take on you. And you really see that toll that it takes on Miles throughout this film. So I think Shamik Moore did an incredible job of this. This movie is filled with so much diversity, as you just heard. Miles is a diverse character himself, with his mother being Hispanic and his father being African American, and he is a part of what is called the Spider Verse, which is a diverse group, surprisingly, of all of these different Spider-Men and Spider-Women, one of which the Spider-Women is this character called Gwen, who is voiced by Haley Stanfield, and she's very well mannered, very likable character, I would say. Somebody that a lot of people are gonna be able to relate to, and she is somebody who sees a lot of the positives and a lot of the good in Miles, and I think that she really sees the heart that Miles has for other people. And I think they have some sort of love interest as well, and I'm sure that that will continue on as they release the next few films. You have all of these different Spider-Men and Spider-Women that are within this uh, Spider-Verse, and it does a great job of creating this world that whoever watches this film, there's somebody or there's some Spider-Man or some Spider-Woman within this film that you can connect with. And I think it does a great job of showing diversity throughout this entire film. And this is, again, is something that everybody is going to be able to connect with. And if you're not a big Marvel fan, if you're not very knowledgeable of the series like myself, this is something that I encourage you to watch, and it's very heartfelt. The animations are incredible. The visuals were just surprising. I just did not expect the visuals to look how they did. The movements are natural. The characters look like they were motion captured. It didn't seem like they were very robotic. The voice acting was incredible by all of the actors. And You really got to really dive into this world, and they accomplished the goal, which is to obviously capture your attention throughout the entirety of this 2 hours and I believe 30-minute film, and they accomplished that from start to finish. I was completely invested, and I just truly enjoyed this film. The only critique that I will have about this film is they made Peter Parker, for whatever reason, throughout this film seem pretty weak. I don't know if they wanted the focus to be on Miles throughout the entirety of the film, but Peter looked very weak in this film. He played the role of this father who, it almost seemed as if he was playing the role of like a washed up Spider-Man. I don't know, but he didn't seem like the normal Peter Parker that you would see in the Marvel movies in theaters or the video games that had courage and strength. He seemed almost like he took this counselor role for Miles, and he kept referring to himself as Miles's mentor. And I didn't see the prequels to these films, so I'm sure that he did mentor Miles in some capacity, but it seems that he's kind of settled into this role of just being Miles's mentor and a father. And it didn't really feel like it was Peter Parker that I was seeing. So I would say that that was the only critique that I had amongst the characters. But overall, I thought this film was great. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I would give it about an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10, I would say, for this film. I encourage anybody, if you're not a Marvel fan, I think this is the film to watch. I think this is something that you'll be able to take away from. It's easy to get on board with what's going on. They do a fantastic job of explaining the world and really diving into uh, the point of this story, which is about family, sacrifices, and ultimately doing what's right.